Jeff Bezos has finally decided to be a philanthropist. Yep, you heard that right. The Amazon founder revealed that he's decided to donate most of his wealth over the course of his lifetime. As interesting as this news break is, it came just hours before the rumors that Amazon is planning to fire 10,000 people. In today's video, we'll talk about this new philanthropy and 5 super rich Americans who have given away the most money. First off, let's talk about how huge this is. Bezos isn't only the owner of Amazon, but also the 4th richest man in the world. He's never made a commitment like this before, but he told CNN that he now wants to use his billions to battle climate change. In the interview, Bezos claimed that philanthropy is really hard for him, just as hard as Amazon was to build. The hard part is figuring out how to do it in a levered way. He said about being a philanthropist, being a man whose net worth is $184 billion, he talked about the current economic crisis. His advice to smaller companies and businesses is simple and straightforward. Bite the bullet and cut expenses. The timing of this humanitarian announcement does remind us of last year when he pulled the same stunt around a controversial time for himself, when his 11-minute voyage of space created quite a backlash for him over his priorities given the situation of the world. He was seen to cover that up with news of his gifts of millions of dollars, including a $200 million contribution to the Smithsonian National Air and Space Museum. This year, the big news comes around a New York Times report talking about Amazon's own job cuts. It explained how the company's most affected staff will be in tech and corporate positions. This has yet to be the most extensive number of job cuts in Amazon's history. Next, let's look at how Bezos has been showing his philanthropic side. Well, the man's been receiving heat for a long time, that's for sure. This criticism is for not joining the Giving Pledge, made by many rich people who have sworn to give most of their wealth to charitable causes. Instead, he's chosen to concentrate on Amazon and his for-profit exploration company, Blue Origin. But here's the thing, in recent years, the focus has definitely shifted. Since taking a more public role and after purchasing the Washington Post newspaper in 2013, as well as expensive properties in many states of the US, Jeff Bezos has now turned towards philanthropy. After leaving his position as chief executive officer of Amazon last year, the 58-year-old has been increasing his charitable contributions. He's focused on addressing climate change, for which he set up a $10 billion Earth Fund. This Earth Fund aims to restore the environment and improve the way food is produced. According to Bezos, the $10 billion fund will be distributed by the year 2030. Also, he gave Dolly Parton his Courage and Civility Award, along with which he also handed the music icon $100 million to donate to any charity of her choice. He had previously given similar sums to Van Jones, the founder of Dream.org, and chef Jose Andres, whose World Central Kitchen provides food to people living in places where calamities have hit. Lastly, how did Bezos get where he is? It's quite the story, that's for sure. In 1994, Bezos created Amazon while he was driving from New York to Seattle. His business started as an online bookstore, which eventually has grown to be so big that now it even offers a big range of other e-commerce products and services, including streaming, video and audio, cloud computing, and artificial intelligence. Through its Amazon Web Services, it's currently the largest provider of virtual assistants, as well as the largest online sales firm, internet company, and corporation that generates revenue. There is nothing that Amazon can't do. Not only Amazon, but Bezos is also the creator of Blue Origin, which he established in 2000. His beloved company is an aerospace manufacturer and a provider of suborbital spacecraft services. And it's really going places too. In 2015, the New Shepard spacecraft from Blue Origin was launched into orbit and then successfully landed on the planet. What's more, he paid $250 million for the significant American newspaper, The Washington Post, along with other luxury assets through his venture capital organization, Bezos Expeditions. Well, after Jeff Bezos' shocking news, let's dive into other extremely wealthy people that had no problem giving away their billions. Here are some other super rich Americans Americans and mega philanthropists that have given away the most money. With a donation record of $471 billion, we see the country's wealthiest people giving away their billions like it's nothing. The USA, as affluent as the nation is also generous. Here are our 5 picks, so don't go anywhere. First up, who other than Warren Buffett could be the first one we talk about? The 21st century's huge philanthropic standards can be said to have been spearheaded by financial investing expert Warren Buffett. Known as the Oracle of Omaha, he not only co-founded the Giving Pledge in 2010, but has also given away over $55.9 billion to charity since 2000. Wow, that's a massive sum. What's more, he means to give away more than 99% of his wealth during his lifetime. Buffett donated $3.6 billion in Berkshire Hathaway stock in June 2019, his largest annual donation to date. Coming up next is none other than the infamous couple Bill and Melinda Gates. The couple has donated more than $2.6 billion to charitable organizations, that too only in the year 2018, bringing their total contributions to more than $50 billion. The majority of the funds were donated to their own charity, which the two started together in 2000, which is pretty wholesome. They've donated millions of dollars to aid the less fortunate, including $530 million for the polio eradication effort and $400 million for the treatment and prevention of HIV and malaria. The creator of Microsoft and his wife have also stepped forward in the middle of the coronavirus crisis, contributing $150 million to combat a pandemic that Gates is rumored to have foreseen as early as 2015. Recently, the couple announced their separation, but their shared foundation will continue its good work. Moving on, let's look at George Soros and his contributions. George Soros is more famously known for his investment skills, and that makes sense when you look at how he's added almost $18 billion to his Open Society foundations in 2017. What's more, he gave an additional $585 million to the charity in 2018. The 1993 establishment of Soros's foundation is famously known to advance a global democracy and promote tolerance and accountability throughout. He's also helped in helping 2 cities that are very close to his heart during the COVID-19 outbreak. The billionaire gave $2.2 million to Budapest, the city where he was born and raised, and Milan, the former epicenter of the coronavirus. Over his lifetime, his total givings are around $32.6 billion. Next up, we have Mackenzie Scott. She mentioned in a blog post that she wished to support high-impact groups in categories and areas that have historically been underfunded and ignored. Following her divorce from Jeff Bezos in 2019, Scott rose to become one of the richest individuals in the world, and ever since then has remained devoted to philanthropy. In July 2020, she made her first batch of donations, giving $1.7 billion to 116 groups that she referred to as leaders and organizations promoting change. The latter half of the year saw donations amounting to $4.2 billion after that. She's earned her way to the top of this list with the help of all of these great acts. Forbes has estimated that Scott's net worth is still $53 billion, even after all these donations. She's unlikely to keep these billions for very long though, given that she signed on to be a part of the Giving Pledge. Just for reference, Mackenzie's total lifetime donations can be estimated to be a cool $8.6 billion. Lastly, let's look at Mark Zuckerberg and Priscilla Chan's duo. After Mark Zuckerberg revealed his plans to be selling up to 75 million of his Facebook shares to collect up to $13 billion for the couple's foundation, Priscilla Chan and the couple had plans to increase their contribution in 2017. Later on, that plan was put on hold in 2018 after the stock price of Facebook fell, even though Zuckerberg had already raised $5.6 billion of his intended sum. But the couple has committed to the Giving Pledge, promising to donate 99% of their money over the course of their lifetime. The couple donated $120 million in 2020, with half of that amount going to their foundation and the other half to the Silicon Valley Community Foundation Foundation that they both advise on. The pair's total lifetime donations can be calculated to be $5.7 billion. That's all for this video, folks. Tell us what you thought about Jeff Bezos' new philanthropic revelations in the comments down below. And remember, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more exciting content in the future. Thanks for watching. See you next time.